swore it was Charlotte. I rolled my eyes. Charlotte doesn't look like a Catholic nun. From the back she might. Anyway, why weren't you answering your phone? I tried to call, too. I pulled my phone out of my pocket. I had put it on silent during our last shooting session and forgotten to turn the sound back on. Whoops. Seriously, Bailey, you've lived in Amish country too long. I think being away from electronics has addled your brain. You don't know how to behave in normal society. What is normal society? I asked. She shook her finger at me, and as she did, her purple bangs fell into her eyes. Don't you go and get philosophical on me, King. Before I could say anything, she retorted, Now, Jean-Pierre sent a car. I left it just up the street. It was the only place the driver could find to park. We have to go. No one keeps Jean-Pierre waiting if they know what's good for them. That much was true. The ride through the city to J.P. Chocolate's was slow, but by the looks of it, Charlotte didn't mind a bit. She had her nose pressed up against the tinted glass, taking everything in. I could just imagine the stories she would tell my grandmother and Emily Keem, our other shop assistant, when we got back to Amish Sweets. When we finally walked through the front door of J.P. Chocolate's, a wave of nostalgia hit me. This was where I had spent 6 years of my life working 80 to 100 hours a week. Unlike Amish Sweets, my grandmother's Amish candy shop back in Ohio, with its hardwood floors and pine shelving, J.P. Chocolate's was strikingly white and sleekly accented with chrome. It would have been considered sterile or plain if it had not been for the chocolate itself. Elaborate chocolate creations sat under glass encasements. There was a replica of the Statue of Liberty that I had carved in white chocolate in one of the glass cases. With Easter just a week away, J.P. Chocolate's was dripping with Easter bunnies in every size and flavor of chocolate. I even saw Easter rabbits made from molded peanut butter, marshmallow, and red licorice. I wish I could have spent more time with you in the last week, but you know what a nuthouse this place is around any holiday, Cass said as she walked through the showroom to the back of the shop where the chocolate happened. Cass was the head chocolatier at J.P. Chocolate's, and it was obvious that she was the woman in charge, as the apprentice chocolatiers backed away from her and avoided eye contact when she passed by. Cass didn't seem to notice the power she had over them. I most certainly did. Before Cass got the position as head chocolatier at J.P. Chocolate's, I had been next in line to receive the promotion as Jean-Pierre's longtime protégé. But then my grandfather died, and I found myself giving up the position to live with my grandmother in Holmes County, Ohio, helping with the candy shop that had been in our family for generations. I left thinking that I would never return to the city for more than a short visit. But then Link offered me my own show on his network. I hadn't thought much would come of it, but to my surprise, the network loved the screen test that we shot in Harvest, and the next thing I knew, I was in NYC shooting my own candy-making show. Somehow fate had decreed that I would have the best of both worlds, Holmes County and New York, the two places on Earth that had captured my heart. I called it fate, but my Amish grandmother called it providence. Ma chérie, Jean-Pierre floated into the giant kitchen. You have come back to me. Please say that you plan to stay. Jean-Pierre Rouge was a tall, thin, silver-haired man with a Parisian nose who carried himself as erect as a dancer. He moved his arms in such a way that it seemed he might have been just that once upon a time. I gave Jean-Pierre a hug, and he smelled of chocolate, which wasn't all that surprising considering what he did for a living. The only thing was that he wasn't supposed to be doing it for a living any longer. Months ago, he had retired from the business, and Cass took over. From what Cass said, he was there every day giving her advice. Cass said that she didn't mind it. As aggravating as Jean-Pierre could be, you couldn't help but love his flamboyant personality. You know I can't stay, Jean-Pierre. Charlotte and I are leaving tomorrow morning. We just dropped by to say our goodbyes. He clicked his tongue.